up for another brand new episode of the Techniche podcast by Techniche IIT Guwahati. I am DK Gautam, the host for the day. Today, we have with us Mr. Prabhakar Tiwari, a successful entrepreneurial business leader, the Chief Growth Officer at Angel Broking, an extremely influential personality under whose leadership the company has seen exponential growth. I heartily welcome you to the Techniche podcast, sir.
Yeah, thanks Gautam, and thanks to Techniche team and IIT Guwahati for inviting me. It's always a pleasure interacting with bright youngsters like you, and particularly on technology topic because that's a passion area for me too. So thank you again for inviting me.
Yes, more than an honor to have you on the show, sir. So, how are you doing, sir? I hope you and your family are healthy and safe.
Yeah. Thanks for asking that. We have done our one round of COVID vaccination and waiting for the next round in August. So everything is hell and hearty, I can say. Thank you.
Oh, that's great to listen, sir. Well, let's start directly with the theme of today's podcast. So, we have been in the domain of the stock market for last several years. So, what would you say about India's interest in the stock market, especially its rising interest in the stock market post-pandemic?
See, stock market is like any other asset class. What if you ask me what is the people's interest in real estate, or what is the people's interest in gold? I will tell you they are investment class. Similarly, stock market offers investment opportunities. There are more than 5,000 companies which are listed in India, and these are businesses which will be able to capture India growth story, the rise in our population, the rise in our collective wealth, and hence by being an investor in those companies you will be able to actually create wealth for yourself and your family. So I would say this is how stock market is.
Yeah, and what would you say about its rising interest in the pandemic? Like people got a lot of time to think about themselves and about the investment in pandemic. So we are seeing a lot of people getting into stock market. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So basically, if you talk about inflection point in any industry, if you look at before inflection point, things look so stagnant, so ordinary. And after inflection point, everything looks magical, right? Unfortunately, for equity investment in India, pandemic became, the trigger of the inflection point. However, having said that, the lot more foundational work has happened in past, thanks to Digital India initiative by the government of India. A lot more process ease of the process and technology infrastructures were in place. Thanks to geos tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 penetration, the low cost of internet connectivity has helped, and of course low cost smartphones which are on the rise with youngsters both in urban and rural, that has also helped stock market. And more importantly, stock market requires certain due deliberation, certain thinking. As people were working from home and saving time on commuting, they could actually give it a deeper thought, and they have decided to open their demat account and participate in the stock market. Also, one important thing was that people saved money on commuting and socializing. As they were operating from home, lot of the cost which will usually go into eating out, movie, and multiple other miscellaneous spends, so they that have been curbed, and some of the investors were able to deploy that money in the stock market. And once they saw that those investments are on the rise because the dramatic fall, even the quality stocks have seen during pandemic, as they saw that they are making money, they started talking to their family and friends, and the network effect took place. And let me share with you that almost 14.2 million new investors joined the stock market in FY21. And more importantly, the share of individual investors in the total turnover of stock exchange has gone up from 39% in March 20 to 45% as per NSE data. And that is a very very important part because in past, india indian stock market, uh, was dependent on FIIs, and the foreign institutional investors were too much sensitive to what was happening in abroad in Western markets, which had nothing to do with India. So their capital will enter or exit as per the phenomena happening outside India, which made stock market far more volatile. So I believe with the big retail investor participation, Indian savings, which are of course higher than the world average, will get deployed in the stock market, and the entrepreneurs can leverage that kind of funding for creating bigger and better businesses.
That was really informative, sir. So, yeah, given the fact that there's increase in participation in the stock market, so what growth opportunities does this increased participation entail for angel broking?
See, angel broking is a is been in the business for last 25 years, and we have always been a tech driven organization. From very beginning, our founders have been leveraging technology. I mean, they used walkie talkie, when the walkie talkie was a new technology in stock market, to the telephone, to the net terminal, to the first app that we launched, to the first chatbot. So we've always been tech driven, and of course, because we are a trusted player in the field, the youngsters in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities chose us over our competition, and there were tailwinds for everyone. But more importantly, we could increase our market share, and I'm very happy to share with you that we are in top 3 player in terms of monthly acquisition of demat accounts opening or customer acquisition on a monthly basis. We are in top 3 NSE active clients list, and we are in top 3 in terms of exchange turnover. So in fact, by sources, we know that we are number 2, right? So we have become more dominant, and because of the resilience that we have shown over the years, and the way we have transformed ourselves, and the way we have embraced our technology for the benefit of retail investors.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how angel broking evolved over time. So, talking about these fintech companies, you have really good experience of managing several fintech companies in the past as well as in the present. So, what are your thoughts on the rise of fintech startups or companies in the last 7 8 years, and what would you say about its potential and future in India?
See, it's like being a fintech. I mean, fintech, of course, is not a new phenomena. I think fintech as a terminology has become mainstream, and rise of the tech players, big tech players, have given a lot of currency to this term fintech. And fundamentally, being a fintech has tremendous advantage for any organization, because you are able to create basis what you see is possible in the business at that point of time. So you do not have legacy issues in terms of technology, in terms of people who are not tech oriented, or in terms of any other baggage. So you start afresh, and because you start afresh, and many a time these fintechs come to market with venture funded capital, they do not have to go through the pain of slow growth and generating fresh capital for itself. So given the fresh start they have, given the fresh and more appropriate organizational structure they have, and given the fact they are venture funded, they can run much faster than the legacy players. Okay, so that's the core reason of fintech rise, and why they do fundamentally well. And of course, if you look at stock market per se, none of the banks were doing well in past as a stockbroker. I mean, there are many banks, and most of the brokers which were doing good were players which were either independent, or they were part of other financial institutions. So fundamentally, the tech aspect in the broking industry has always been there. And now the emergence of this startup funded by venture funding, venture capital, I think that phenomena has risen. So this is very good for the business, because more players mean more awareness, more saliency for the category. And fundamentally this will be able to mobilize a lot more individual retail investor to put their money in stock market, and it will also help in the financial literacy and investor education. So I'm very kind of bullish about the rise of fintechs and the way it is helping the stock market business.
Yeah, that was very insightful, sir. So, as you know, everything is getting digitalized now. Like we can say, the world is moving towards digitalization of almost everything. So, how do you see this digital transformation affecting stock trading? What are its impacts?
Yeah, see, first of all, if you want to talk about digital transformation, see, first let's talk about digital transformation in a couple of important aspects, and let's follow the customer journey. See, first of all, like any other category, investment category, uh, people should become aware that there's something called equity market investment exist, and they should know what are the pros and cons of such investment. What kind of patient behavior is required for that investment, and that's about financial literacy and investor education. In past, most of these initiatives were driven by exchanges and regulators, and of course, they had certain budget for it, and they had certain scale for it. I think that was not sufficient. Today, because of the digital transformation, a lot more people entering, and today, due to Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, or WhatsApp, or Telegram, a lot more financial literacy and investor education is happening. So that's one aspect of digital transformation. The second aspect of digital transformation, once the customer has understood that it is beneficial to invest in the stock market, they had to undergo a journey, or what we used to know in past as paperwork, just to open their demat account. Let me assure you, thanks to the Digital India initiative from the government and all the tech we have put in place, customers can open their account within 5 minutes, and they can actually start trading within 5 minutes, right? And all thanks to Aadhaar authentication, which is there, e-mudra journey, which is there, all the AIML which has been put in place, for variety of processes. So that is also part of the digital transformation. And then comes the hard part of choosing the right stocks, to buy first. That comes the part of knowing the digital interface and platform. And there also, thanks to the UI UX revolution which has happened, lot more thought has gone into making the interface very easy, very intuitive, and hence even someone who is just a beginner in the stock market can actually choose the stock, or and not just for kind of delivery stock. They can also enter the derivative business, future and options, though it is not advisable because future and options are quite complicated investment or trading class, and you need to be very well aware of the pros and cons before you enter that. But both these long term, short term, mid term investments interfaces are much easier today thanks to digital transformation which has happened. And not just that, today algo trading, high frequency trading, which are basically very very sophisticated way of trading, are also on the rise. In fact, very happy to share that uh, angel broking has also launched smart API and smart store, where you can actually use coding uh, APIs which are available for you to plug into angel broking platform and actually execute whatever complex algorithm you have. So you can do algo trading in a big way. We have a smart store, which is a kind of a curated marketplace where we are finding the right algo traders whom you can choose and participate and subscribe with them. So those kind of things have also helped the digital transformation, not just the well-known investment segment, but also complicated segments like algo trading and high frequency trading. And I also want to talk about the kind of work angel broking has done with our investor education app called Smart Money. So you can go to Smart Money, and there are so many topics of for learning for beginners, investors, and traders. And we have continuously upgrading it. We have provided videos there, we have provided podcasts there, we have provided voice tech there, there are quizzes, there are certifications. So fundamentally, if I sum it up, I think digital transformation has really revolutionized it. And as I have told you that we believe that we have touched the inflection point, though the trigger was pandemic, but the fundamentals were in place. And now this juggernaut has started moving, and it will continue to move till the time the penetration of equity market investment in India, which is around 3-4% now, could match up to say Southeast Asian countries of 12 to 14%, or maybe in a decade touch 35-40% of US market.
Well, that was very educative, sir. So the fact that you broke down things and made it simpler just so that we could understand the subtle aspects of this matter better. Um, in context with this, you mentioned about the advantages of digital transformation. That is, we have Instagram with us, we have YouTube, and several other social media platform. So, how important is digital marketing for a stockbroker from, say, angel broking in this digital world?
Tell me, how important is water for the fish? I
Yeah,
mean, very important, right? You
yeah,
breathe, as a fish, you survive in water, right? So
yeah.
today, it's not about marketing in a digital world. It's actually, doing digital business, right? Look at the amount of time we are investing digitally. Look at this interaction right now. I mean, maybe you are sitting somewhere in Guwahati and I'm somewhere in Navi Mumbai. I mean, like thousand of miles away, and currently we are talking as if like we are facing each other, right? And this all thanks to digital technology. And digital technology is everywhere. I mean, like look at the Kirana store. I mean, they are using mobile or WhatsApp. What is it? I mean, it's a technology. It's digital. If I take a digital as an umbrella term for any technology including telecom, then even the kirana store, kind of a chai wala is also kind of taking orders on mobile phones, right? So we are in a world which is digitally wired, to different degrees, and thankfully, we are talking about like what, 600 million internet users in India now, and we are saying that they will become to 900 million internet users. And if the internet is at the core of your entertainment, internet is at the core of your purchasing, internet is at the core of your health aspects, communication aspect, then what choices any company will have but not to do digital marketing, right?
True.
That's the very fundamental thing, and in today's world. And particularly because I'll tell you about angel broking. So way back in 2019, from a percentage commission based model, we moved to flat brokerage model, where we actually don't charge anything for cash delivery segment, and only 20 rupees we charge for future and options and intraday segment. Now once we did that, we also get rid of our feet on street. So we don't have any, face to face interaction between our salespeople and customer. We generate the leads digitally, doing performance marketing on Google, Google app, Facebook, affiliates, on our websites, etc., etc. We transform some of those digital leads. They themselves do the DIY, what we call the self journey, and they open the account by themselves without any human touch. And that's very powerful, technology wise. Or we get our call center people to call up the customer and help them with the process, or convince them why angel broking is a good choice for them, right? So digital marketing is fundamental for us, because we are in digital business. And angel broking has done very well, even better than many fintech companies out there. We have Google marketing platform in place. We use advanced analytics with GA360. We work with millions of customer personas. We have a programmatic buying platform called DV360. We have Google Campaign Manager. We actually track our customer journey in web and app environment. I think we are far ahead than many companies in fintech, and forget about the other sectors. So I believe, I mean, some of you might make career choices after a few years, and you should consider angel broking if you want to become a champion in digital marketing.
That's really nice to hear, sir. I mean, the steps that Angel Broking has taken to, stand out as the better stockbroker firm among the competitors. So, in the past 2 3 years, I mean, we have seen the rise of many such stock broking firms. So, would you say was it challenging for you for stock? I mean, angel broking to compete with the other stockbroker firms out there, and how challenging it was?
See, we are a purpose driven organization. I mean, we started our journey 25 years back, and many of the people there, I mean, many of the competition there do not even exist today. And some of them are far behind us. Okay, so this is a race we started 25 years back, not looking right or left for the competition, but rather to keep our sharp eye on consumer. So we are a consumer centric organization. As customers have changed over a period of time, their preferences have changed, their requirements of stock market has changed, the way they want to kind of interact with us digitally, we have transformed ourselves in line with the customer requirement. And I'm very happy to share with you that we are already in top 3 in almost all aspect of the business. And this is a great achievement for an organization which is 25-year plus in the business, and we have transformed ourselves, and we have the same hunger and thirst like any new startup. Okay, so we have the same desire to keep winning, to keep giving superior solutions to our customers, and it is our stated objective that we want to be number one in next 2 years. And I'm very confident that we are executing our plans very well. We are investing a lot more on our technology and product. We have very talented people, world class talent in product and technology joining us. And with that, I mean, there is nothing in the world can stop us. And because fundamentally we are focused on customers, and if we can keep giving customers what they need, I don't think anyone can stop us.
That's really great to hear, sir. Well, we have been talking about the stock market and the challenges that these companies face, etc. Moving on, there's a saying that business related to anything that interests the youth, that would be a success. So, on this count, how do you think trading and investing can be popularized among the youth population of India? Like, for example, I have always been said that stock trading is a gamble. Don't get into it. You'll get addicted to it. Concentrate on your studies, etc. So, how do you think these issues can be addressed?
Okay, that's very interesting question. See, I'll tell you what. Let me give you some facts, okay, regarding our platform, and this will be true for all leading players in the market now. Uh, 70% of our customers are below 30 years of age, and that's a big number. Then 90% of our customers are coming from tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 cities. Okay, 70% of our customers are first time in the market, in the sense that they do not have any other demat account. They're the first time they're opening demat account with us. Okay, and almost we are adding 0.5 million customers on a monthly basis, roughly. Okay, so these are very sizable numbers, and which telling you that youths are participating in the stock market in a big way. See, you talked about something called this uh, gambling bit and all of that, right? See, there are certain things in past, maybe 2 or 3 decades back, when Indian stock market was not regulated. So some incidences happened, and they have happened across the world. So India, there is nothing new, just that in India the regulation started very recently, not long back. So we the it is fresh in people's memory. Second aspect is that, if I buy too much gold, hoping that gold prices will go up tomorrow, you will not call me gambler, okay? Because you'll just say that maybe your investment has not worked out the way it has to work out. So the problem with stock market right now is that people enter the stock market with half baked ideas, and they do not spend time to learn about stock market. They do not fundamentally understand that by buying a stock, they're just buying a part of a business. They're not buying a lottery ticket. And there's a difference, because business grow in certain pace, the business earnings increase in certain pace, the business profit increases in certain pace, and the stock prices are dependent on what are the future prospects of the organization, right? It's not about past, it's about the future prospect. So when you forget that by buying in the business, you're buying a piece of the business, you're not buying a lottery, you're bound to make mistakes. Then there are a set of peoples who enter future and options, which are derivative categories, without really understanding, the aspects there. And some of them are totally, enter the market with blind eyes. Let me tell you some data. This data called 90-90-90. And what is this 90-90-90? So 90% of the kind of traders, and I'm not saying investor, I'm saying traders, people who get into future and options and intraday. 90% of the traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of entering the stock market. And the data and that average has remained true for all platforms, right? So why does that happen? That happens because, they forget that things which look so easy are not so easy. What you're doing is that in future and options and intraday and multiple such things, you enter into a zero sum game. The zero sum game is that somebody has to lose for somebody else to win, and that's the fundamental construct of that. So what is important there? A superior knowledge, a superior process is important there. And there are many institutions and many sophisticated traders are already there, and the newbies, without fully understanding the implication, they just kind of approach it like gamble. It's like same thing as a poison. Poison can kill you or poison can cure you. It's a matter of how do you relate to it. So if you enter, then there's a mistake. But if you look at people who invest in business, who buy the part of the business, they can also go wrong. There are many businesses, they get kind of acquired or they get liquidated, but fundamentally there is a portfolio in play. So when you do an investment for long term, you don't put all your money in one all your eggs in one basket, all your money in one company. You choose certain sectors diversification, a certain number of investment. The fundamental belief is that if you give your investment 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, then you will make money over a portfolio, not on one or two stock. Maybe some 10% of your stocks will be like totally turn to zero, 30% will do average, another say 40% will do above average, and 20% will do brilliantly, and hence your portfolio will deliver for you. So that's important. And also understand that today youngsters have far more opportunities, far more disposable income as compared to their previous generation. Previous generation was still struggling with roti kapda makan, but this is a new India. People can, there are a lot more employment opportunity, so you can actually safeguard part of your pocket money. Can kind of make a watch list in the stock market, can buy one share of 4 5 companies and track them over a period of time to really understand how things change, how stock market is volatile. And more than timing the market, time in the market is far more important. So people who are in their 20s, and I think most of you in IITs would be in your 20s. If you patiently, doesn't matter what amount you have to invest, if you patiently invest even a small amount over a longer period of time, I can assure you that at some stage your investment will give you better returns even and better growth than even your possibly career, daytime career.
Well, that was really, really informative, sir. I mean, the tips that you gave for investing to the youth of a nation, that is, we, the people who are in their 20s. I mean, that was really informative, sir. So it was really great talking to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time and interacting with us. We are really honored to have your expert analysis, comments, and views on various domains of stock market. You indeed are an inspiration for the upcoming and budding entrepreneurial leaders. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Gautam, and thank you, Techniche team and IIT Guwahati team. Thank you.
So, folks, that's all for the day. We hope you enjoyed this insightful talk on stock market. If you liked this podcast, do let us know in the comment section and let us know what topics you would like our future podcast to be based on. Follow Techniche IIT Guwahati to stay updated on more such interesting stuffs.